welcome back, everyone. I'm proud to announce that the president of Texas A&M University is out. He resigned today under great pressure. Students were cheering as Mark Walsh left Texas A&M University. I believe they wanted to see him go. He refused to abide by what the state legislature mandated, that you take LGBTQ and trans indoctrination educational courses out of your universities. This was him, an audio tape of him and a student talking about this. Listen.
And so we're looking at the course descriptions in the catalog, what can be added. We're the department and the college are looking at the actual course itself. It's a 300-level course, and if there's not a problem with teaching it, but let's call it what it is. And make it for professional track for people who want to study LGBTQ literature or something, is what I recommended to him.
So he claimed that if you change the title of the course, well, then you could have the course anyway. Not the case. And we've talked about this with the man who led the charge on all of this, Republican State House Representative Brian Harrison is back with us. Representative Harrison, it's great to have you back on the show.
Always great to be with you, my friend.
Hey, a big kudos to you. I mean, we talked about this guy early on, and then he kind of faded away. You never gave up the fight on him. You were one of the first to blow the whistle on him. Your thoughts now that the president of Texas A&M is out?
Well, it's a massive victory for conservative voters here in the state of Texas, and more importantly for taxpayers who are sick and tired. They're fed up with being taxed out of their homes so their money can be weaponized against them, against their values, and against their children by their own government. That's exactly what's happened here. So very welcome news, a long time coming. And I say this, you're right. You and I have talked about this over the year. I appreciate you and your audience dialing in, letting their outrage about this scandal be known. I was the first elected official in the Texas government to call for Mark Walsh to resign or be fired. And I did that earlier this year, about 8 months ago, alone. I was the only elected Republican to call for this up until about 3 days ago. He needs to go because why? I mean, why in the world do we have woke progressive leftists who believe in liberal indoctrinations leading anything in the state of Texas, much less some of our most cherished institutions like my alma mater, Texas A&M. I'm a proud member. You see, I got my ring on right here. I'm a proud member of the Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2004, but I am on a mission to restore it to its pre-woke glory, and not just A&M, by the way. As far as I'm concerned, this isn't a victory lap. We're just getting started, okay? This is not an isolated event at Texas A&M. Just about every public university in the state of Texas, to the shock of you viewers to learn, is engaged in DEI and transgender indoctrination. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to let up for even just 1 minute here. We're not going to stop until all of this taxpayer-funded leftist indoctrination has been purged from all of our public universities and state agencies.
You know, Brian, I've lived in Dallas now for over 20 years. I got a lot of friends that are Aggies, and I always was under the impression that Texas A&M was one of the most conservative campuses as far as state universities go. I know they all got their problems, but when I heard this, I thought, wow, at Texas A&M, and then I saw this video. I'm going to take a trip down memory lane. This is a student recording a class discussion here. Roll it.
So I am not going to participate in this because it's not legal, and I don't want to promote something that is against our president's laws as well as against my religious beliefs.
You certainly have the right to engage in things that you find right. And you suggested false.
Yes.
You are under a misconception that what I'm saying is
the teacher pushing back on it. But maybe this sends a message not just to administration, but some of the teachers too, Representative.
Honestly, I hope this sends a message from the professor levels to the department heads to the deans, all the way up to every public university president, chancellor, and if you're one of Greg Abbott's regents, take note, guys. Clean house. Do the job that the taxpayers of the state of Texas are paying you to do. Get rid of all this woke leftist nonsense, because guess what? Here's the lesson. Here's my message to you. You might be next.
Yeah. University of Texas has long been known as a bastion of liberalism, specifically speaking of the campus in Austin, the state capital. Is there any plans to, I don't know, try to rid UT of all of this craziness.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. The governor could end this before we're done with this interview if he wanted to. And all of the regents at all these public universities are his political appointees. They basically serve at his pleasure, more or less. He can appoint them or reappoint them or not based on their performance. And I don't understand why the governor of Abbott's team has allowed this woke indoctrination to proliferate just about unchecked for the last 10 years. But also the other people that could stop this is the body I serve in, the legislature. But the Texas House nor the Texas Senate has done anything to defund this woke indoctrination. And I say that as somebody who I personally filed, I think, 12 to 15 pieces of legislation just this year to simply say, guys, Texans, we got some of the highest property tax burden in America. That's a whole separate problem. But for all that money we're stealing from people, the last thing we should be doing is indoctrinating the next generation with this. So, I mean, the legislature could stop this, the governor could stop this, the regents could stop it. I think this is one of the most infuriating things here. We're in a battle for the future of Texas, for the future of America. I think we're in a battle for the future of Western civilization, especially after you saw what happened to Charlie Kirk a week ago. But the state of Texas, the Texas government, is actually funding just about everything that Charlie Kirk dedicated his life to defeating. So to all the elected Republicans in Texas who are talking about putting up Charlie Kirk statues, and I support all that, but you know, if you want to honor Charlie Kirk's legacy and memory, any elected Republican anywhere in the country, stop forcing your taxpayers and your voters to fund everything that he dedicated his life to defeating.
Brian Harrison, it's great advice to your fellow lawmakers who need some advice down there. And it's been really a disappointing session and group of Republicans in general, present company excluded, of course, my friend. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you as always. And again, congratulations on this one. Appreciate you, Brian Harrison.
Big win, but thank you to you and your viewers for helping us deliver this big victory here, Grant.
Absolutely. You know, the real thing is there is strength in numbers, folks. It really, really works. We rally Stinchfield's army, man, and when we get going, we cannot be stopped. It's a beautiful thing. RFK Jr.'s push to adjust the vaccine schedule takes a huge leap forward. That's next.